As a scientist, I can tell you that Sundays are only 24 hours long. But with NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you get every game every Sunday all in one place. That's upwards of 30 hours of NFL in one day. How can there be 30 hours in 24 hours, you ask? I have a theory. Magic. New users get NFL Sunday Ticket for 8 payments of $34.50 per month. Sign up at nflsundayticket.com. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games excludes digital-only games and commercial use. Terms and embargoes apply. Availability varies.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Checking off the boxes on your to-do list is a great feeling. And when it comes to checking off coverage, a State Farm agent can help you choose an option that's right for you. Whether you prefer talking in person, on the phone, or using the award-winning app, it's nice knowing you have help finding coverage that best fits your needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, it's Paris. You know I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and AutoCamp, I just slept under them. Picture me, serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
Welcome to another Find the Edge production for the Premier League Cricket Club. Connecting players and coaches, clubs and leagues, volunteers and supporters alike, you're in the right place for the best of the 33 ECB Premier Leagues and the 20 NCCA counties, bringing you the stories, the stats and the standout performances that make this game great. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to both our Premier League and NCCA shows so you don't miss any episodes. Now, shall we get stuck in? So welcome everybody to the Premier League Cricket Show with me, Ian Livo, and joining me as always, my mate, Mr. Hugh Newsome. How are we doing, buddy?
All good. I've wrecked my back. Wrecked it. Yeah.
Wicketkeeper, back gone. What you done?
No, it was batting, but it's a bit stiff going out to bat. Didn't warm up properly. Got worse and worse and worse. Can't do much other than perch and make funny old man noises at the moment. So yeah, those kind of noises.
I'll leave them in the edit, I think. Did you? Was that through wet weather and feeling a bit damp as you get older as well?
No, just I think getting a bit older, sitting on my arse too much and not warming up properly. Yeah, a lesson for us all. Don't get old.
It was one of those weekends though when actually we all felt old because we looked outside, saw the weather, and thought, "What the bloody hell are we going to do here?" Didn't we?
Yeah. Well, I had a bit of fun on Sunday. So I coach a local football team. Pre-season, Brandon, we're trying to put a lower standard team into one of the local leagues to give a few more lads a game. The other coach sorted out a fixture against a mid team, apparently middling team. All right, that'll do. We probably won't win it. We're not great this side. We lost 21-0. So I think that's a new record. They were apparently going to finish mid-table in Division B in Sheffield, which is 10 divisions. We are aiming for the bottom of the Derby League, which is a mid-table in the bottom of the Derby League. We're very happy, which is 4 divisions. So yeah, they were a bit better than us. There was a few tears, including my son, age 14, 13, whatever it is. Goalkeeper burst into tears at one point. It was brutal. But actually, I thought it was really funny. I was sitting on the sidelines coaching it.
How long's the game?
It was a full length game. Well, I was tempted to ask them for a couple of their subs to make it sort of fair, but I think they did us slightly. They knew they were going to batter us, and they could just use us as cannon fodder. And one of their lads was really getting stuck into our players as well. I was like, mate, you're up 15-0. But anyway, the coach was nice, and it was.
So that was a goal basically every 4.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Something like that, which is just about the same time that we lose an over when it comes to rain over the weekend.
Exactly, yeah. So I could have done with a bit of Duckworth Lewis on that. just
a wee bit.
Stop the game after 5 minutes and calculate the rest. So yeah, that was fun.
Hey, and talking of Duckworth Lewis, also joining us, the Duckworth Lewis King from the weekend, Mr. Matt Taaffe from Cric. Did Duckworth Lewis work in your favour this week, mate?
Yeah, it really did for once as well. Yeah, got over the line. It was a bloody long day. Just going a bit stir crazy in the changing rooms, but I think we eventually got out. I think it was 6:05 we got back out, and it was a sort of 2020, and we 3 to win off the last over, and the rain came, and the fun final with.
I was absolutely gutted. I texted you straight away. There's me, sat watching the stream, saw the over before it. I thought, yeah, 3 to win. And there's me thinking, I'm going to be, I get Taaffe hitting the winning. Oh no, they're shaking hands. And off you all popped. And it looked dark.
It was really dark, and I'm sort of glad the rain came because I was going to ramp it no matter what. I just thought, I don't know why, I'll see how we go. And rain came, so I'll take the little nut out. But no, it was an awful long day, but it was nice to get a win and just sort of keep us in that top four for.
Now, I've got to ask though, how much pleasure did you take after stopping Kendall win the league?
Yeah, well, you never want to let a team win the league at your spot, so that was nice. So they weren't best pleased after the game, but they'll wrap it up, won't they? They only need a few more points and job done. But we offered to shake their hand at 4 o'clock as well and get on the beers early because it was our quiz night. No, 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 we'll wait.
Oh dear. No comment, all I'll say. Hey, talking of no comment, I've got to bring up my favourite DLS of the weekend. You know, we've talked about it all season, and I actually had a conversation yesterday. I was at work at the Disability Premier League talking with various people there who all agree that at the club game, club level, DLS just doesn't work. And the classic one yesterday happened at your club, Mr. Matt Taaffe, at Blackpool. It's the Lancashire Cup final, rain affected. Northern scored 188 off 38 overs. You know, now my rudimentary maths says 188 off 38 overs, give or take just over 4.5 and over. Formby come into bat. They're given exactly the same number of overs, 38. What was their target, Hugh? Go on, have a guess.
Was it about 800 or something?
Well, you might as well have been, because it was 210. So they were told to go and get 22 runs more in exactly the same number. Now, my rudimentary math says if you're going to bowl and bat the same number of overs, how can it actually be different? Full stop, end of story. It's just crazy, isn't it?
Well, it's intent, though, isn't it? I suppose that one makes a little bit more sense than some of the others we've seen. But yeah,
One or two.
It's frustrating.
1 or 2. But congratulations to our friends at Northern. Won the Lancashire Cup once again. I think that's 18 trophies in 17 years or something for Skipper Cole. And he's still looking for a couple more this season, isn't it? He looks as though he might not win the league this year, and Ormskirk should win the Liverpool comp before they head down to Lords. But before Penzance head to Lords, they have won the Cornwall League at the weekend. We have to say congratulations to them and our friends down at Penzance, Brad Wadland and the guys. You did it without stepping on the pitch at the weekend. I mean, I'm not sure if that's a good or bad way to sort of win the league, is it not? You don't have to walk on. Every game washed out down in Cornwall at the weekend, and there you go, you got the points to win. I mean, Taaffe, you're the one who's still playing at that level. If you were to win the league without stepping on the pitch, good day, bad day?
Great day. It's nice to win it when out there as 11 in it, but I think winning a league, you take it no matter what, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. And if you manage to have a beer a little bit earlier because you've won the league and you haven't had to do anything about it, the only downside is you have to hang around and wait until somebody actually bloody abandons it properly, aren't you?
Well, that's very true, but like I say, I'm sure I can sneak a
Absolutely.
quick pint in before then.
We've got quite a curtailed set of fixtures around the country because of the rain over the weekend, Hugh. There's quite a lot of games off, a lot of abandonments, and quite randomly, some leagues managed to get the whole of the games in, which was quite rare to say the least.
East is East, yeah. East was good, West was bad, which is fairly standard, isn't it? Yeah, there was more cricket than I thought. I checked the results Saturday night after mine got called off at about 6 o'clock. Came back and had a quiet night to myself because everyone was out. So I'm just sitting there on my own after I had a cheeky Guinness down the club. Thought people were going to be around at home, but they weren't. So I came home and just did this, which is highly exciting. But it was West Side generally not a lot going on. Few people managed to sneak a win in. But on the East Coast, yeah, most of the games got results or close to results. I think the one that got me is South Wales Prem, which was in the West. They managed to.
I know exactly where you're going, don't I? Let me set the scene.
Yeah, go on then. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Let's set the scene for South Wales. You go to the final day of the season. Newport lead the league by 1 point, and they lead the league from St Fagans. Guess who Newport have got on the final day of the season. They welcome St Fagans to their ground. They get there and they start the game and...
it rains. But they lose, Newport lose a wicket. So St Fagans have walked away with 7 points, Newport with 5. 10 overs gone, Newport finished 17 for 1. I'm assuming that they were just like, don't lose a wicket. It was basically 1 on the toss. And those extra points, I believe, again, it meant St Fagans finished on 290, Newport 289. That could be the difference between the seasons. So yeah, that was a game that was a season potentially that was 1 on the toss. And the slightly frustrating thing from Newport's point of view is that Harry Friend was out 5 balls from the end of the match. So they survived for 9.4 overs, LBW, with 5 balls to go. So yeah, luckily or unluckily, no video.
And one of my favourite bees in my bonnet, they got 2 points for taking 1 wicket.
Is that right? Is that the right stat? We've got
I don't know, but that's how it comes across.
It looks like there's a point for the wicket there because although Cardiff Usk finished with 7 points, Cardiff with 5 in the same position. Yeah, so it looks like that's the same situation. I have to clarify that. I'm not sure what would happen if the scores were level. So it might have been 1 point. But yeah, it looks like 2 points for the wicket, for the first wicket.
So I'm going to say St Fagans won the South Wales Premier League. Congratulations, boys, on the equivalent of DLS in the point system.
By 1 wicket. You won the league by 1 wicket. Yeah.
And Newport were 5 balls short of staying top.
Yeah, yeah.
The madness of cricket. I talked about it when I was at the DPL yesterday with 1 or 2 people. Some of the rules and some of the stuff we see, it just blows. Is it any wonder that people from overseas who don't know cricket look at it and think, what the bloody hell are you lot going about?
That's it.
Hey, we've got some people who've scored runs, not that many, but you've got at least 1 ton, I think, to talk about, Taaffe, haven't you, from the Cric X boys?
I've got 1. Yeah, like I say, a lot of rain, but an awful lot of shortened games. We've got plenty of 50s knocking about, but the only 100 is Atherton's Shane Mosley, 120 not out for the former West Indian Test opener. So I think he's just tipped over 1,000 runs for the season. So another great year for Shane, but he's leading the way with his unbeaten 100.
And anybody in the 90s that we can say we're looking to avoid jugs?
We've got no jug avoidance, actually. We've got an awful lot of 80s, 70s, 60s and 50s, but no 99s that we'd like to see.
Oh, what a shame, eh? What about us, Hugh? For the rest of the country, what else have we got? Then we've got a biggie at the top, haven't we?
Yeah, but we do also have a 99, Ian Malik. Hutton against Hadley and Thundersley in the Essex League, 99 off 90 balls. George Maddy, 98 off 112. Deepak Karti, 97 off 59 for Smethwick. So yeah, there's a bit of jug avoidance going on there. I'm sure those jugs got bought and were drunk on the weekend after all the games got called off. Yes, Steve Stolk for Audley against Alsager in the North Staffs South Cheshire League. Now, you don't often get a 200 in the North Staffs South Cheshire League, do we?
League record, equal league record.
There we go. So, yeah, Steve Stolk, 215 off 140 balls. Fantastic performance from him on and it's a relatively Western game as well, which is a remarkable thing. Audley 3-2-8 for 2 in 45 overs. The 2 openers out for 5 and 2. Jack Redmond 63 not out and Steve Stolk's 215 not out. So 2 openers looking a bit sorry for themselves there. Alsager had a revised target of 231 from 26 and unsurprisingly didn't get it. That's an interesting DLS as well. I mean, 231 from 26. I know 328 from 45 sounds gettable. It's a massive ask, but it's gettable. But 231 from 26, unless you got a certain Alex Hales in your team, I think you're not getting that. Anyway, yeah, we've got a couple of other big scores as well. We've got Mitchell Van Buren for Ashman and Barton Wanderers in the East Anglia Prem, 170 from him. Fantastic performance there. And there's a 160, which I've just lost. Where's my 160 gone? Sam Bates for Newton Linford against Horton and Thurmby, 161 for Leicestershire as well. So those are the top 3. Then we've got Tom Higson at Garstang, 158 off just 109 balls. And we've got Ryan Pringle, 151 off just 79 balls for Burnmore against Newcastle in the North East Prem. And a Monday game, Smethwick's Rachpal Beniwal, 150 off 104 in the bank holiday weekend game there for Smethwick against Himley in the Birmingham Prem. Those are the sort of top 5, 6. Jack Boyle's got a few there. Chris Huntington, Mohammed Tahir, 126, not for Woodall Spa. Warren Goodwin, 122 for Chester Broughton Hall. We've not talked about Cheshire too much this year. With Adam Tilcock at Cuckney, he's got 118. Gary Park as well for Alveston and Bolton, 115 off just 57
balls. We'll come to that
balls.
one in a minute.
Yeah, you're coming back to that, are you? Yeah. So yeah, those are the top run scorers. Anything else you've picked out, Livo?
Yeah, we've got to mention our old friend, Mr. Gary Pratt.
Oh, of course.
So Gary Pratt, if I told you that on the 9th of August, he'd only scored 535 runs at an average of 33.
Yeah, disgraceful.
Absolutely. I'm sorry, Gary, that we were already hanging your bat up. But the last 3 weeks, Mr. Gary Pratt of Richmondshire has scored 139, 100 not out, and 111 not out to take his total to 885 runs. And Gary Pratt, legend, full stop, now averaging 52.05 for the season in the league. Chapeau is all I can say. You know, Cream rises to the top, and you can never let them go, can you? It's always there. And talking of Cream, I've got to raise another one before I forget. He got 95 not out on Saturday, and then he scored runs on the Sunday. Louis Babra, Northern. Lovely to see him starting to really get in the runs at Northern now, having moved from Nottinghamshire last year. And Liverpool District Comp's a bit different to the Nottingham League, to say the least. But he's certainly, again, quality starting to show there, definitely.
But his old team, Papawick, second bottom, looking in a bit of trouble. So I think they'd gladly have him back.
Definitely. The one you missed a little bit further down there, Hugh, friend of the show, Noah Kelly with 100. Yeah. For Driffield, and a big win at Sheriff Hutton Bridge, that was, to say the least. But I'm going to go back to Gary Park and his big runs at Alveston and Bolton. So you might not have picked up on this one, Mr. Taaffe, but Ralston in a bit of trouble in the Derbyshire Premier League. However, they do have the leading wicket taker in the league even today. However, they got to the last 2 overs on Saturday. Alveston and Bolton were already going at 354 for 3. First ball, Harris Wazeem, dot. The next 11 balls went as follows. 666, 66, 666, 66, 4.
Graceful.
It was 64 runs off 11 balls to finish the game, including leading wicket taker Alex Brown. Sorry, Brownie, I know you listen, mate. Going for 34 off the last over for 0 for 98.
Ouch.
I think the phrase batting someone out the game when you take 64 off the last 2 overs. We talk about momentum, Hugh. Can you imagine coming off how smug you're feeling there?
It's tough down the bottom, isn't it? And then you're battling. A and B are exceptionally good side. Yeah. And then you're coming up against that. They had a reasonable reply, Rolleston, as well. They lost the 2 openers pretty early, but Richard Green got 81. And, a few other people chipped in with runs down the other. So it wasn't a total washout for them. But I think they'll probably walk out of that, Rolleston. I don't think they're probably expecting to win that game anyway. So they can go again next week. It's an important week for them. They're probably they might struggle now. There's two weekends left. I think they're probably cooked, aren't they?
What I can say though, that big one you talked about, Ashburn and Barton Wanderers, 331 and Frinton 296. That is the highest number of runs in any game in the Premier League last weekend. 627, average of 6.4 per over. Ironically, the Alveston and Bolton and Ralston game comes out at almost 7 and over though, so that was a higher run rate. So kudos to those guys.
64 off 11 balls kind of does that, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. The highest chase of the weekend goes to Hetton Lions in the North East League, who chased down 261 at Tynemouth and got to in 41 overs. Yes, what was remarkable at that chase for Richmondshire, 173 for 9. Saltburn had been restricted by Richmondshire in their 50 overs. But then Robert Carr and Gary Pratt opening for Richmondshire, knocked the 173 off for no wickets in 30 overs. So clearly the Richmondshire bowlers have done a job on the Saltburn batters there. And in particular, I'm going to point out Shafi Ghaffari, 15 overs, 3 for 56. And Websdale opening the bowling, 10 overs, 1 for 24. You're keeping people down to that sort of run rate. You're making it easy for your batters to go out afterwards, aren't you?
Absolutely, yeah.
Eczema isn't always obvious, but it's real. And so is the relief from Ebglyss. After an initial dosing phase, about 4 in 10 people taking Ebglyss achieved itch relief and clear or almost clear skin at 16 weeks. And most of those people maintain skin that's still more clear at 1 year with monthly dosing.
Ebglyss, lebrikizumab, LBKZ, a 250 milligram per 2 milliliter injection, is a prescription medicine used to treat adults and children 12 years of age and older who weigh at least 88 pounds or 40 kilograms with moderate to severe eczema, also called atopic dermatitis, that is not well controlled with prescription therapies used on the skin or topicals, or who cannot use topical therapies. Ebglyss can be used with or without topical corticosteroids. Don't use if you're allergic to Ebglyss. Allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Eye problems can occur. Tell your doctor if you have new or worsening eye problems. You should not receive a live vaccine when treated with Ebglyss. Before starting Ebglyss, tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection.
Searching for real relief? Ask your doctor about Ebglyss and visit ebglyss.lilly.com or call 1-800-LILY-RX or 1-800-545-5979.
You're tuned into Auto Intelligence, live from Auto Trader, where data, tools, and your preferences sync to make your car shopping smooth.
They're searching inventory.
Oh, yeah.
They find what you need.
They're gonna find it.
You can make a budget for your wallet to help you succeed. Pricing's precise and true.
So true.
It's smarter car shopping.
Ooh.
Just for you.
Oh, it's just for you. Ooh. Find your next ride at autotrader.com. Powered by Auto Intelligence.
Should we jump into the bowlers, Matt? You want to surprise us with... I suspect you got a few more fifers and tons this week.
Yeah, only by 2. But we have had a 9 for 74 for Ainsdale's Delanka, who bought that's, again, he's there every week, left-arm spinner.
How many has he got this season?
If you give me 2 seconds...
Because his name, I reckon, over the last few weeks has just come time and time again.
I think over the 2 years at Ainsdale, I think he's had 23 5-wicket hauls.
What?
I'd have to go and full double check that, but it's a lot. He's on 94 wickets for the year at an average of 9.9, 12 5-wicket hauls.
Under 11 stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Then next up, Sumit Ruika, obviously a Premier League wizard, 6 for 25 for Garstang, and then 5 for Rahatul Javed at Fairburn, but then it was, like you say, it was just an awful lot of 4-fers knocking about, 3-fers on what was a wet weekend.
Most definitely. And I think going back to that Ainsdale and Arwat 9-fer, I think they're now top of the league, looking good for promotion. And I'm really pleased to see in the first division in Liverpool, it looks like Liverpool Cricket Club could actually make that return to the Premier League at last, couldn't they, Matt?
I don't think it's a return, is it? I don't think they've ever been.
Seriously?
I don't think they've ever been in the Premier League.
Well, in that case, that's bloody ridiculous.
Yeah, I wouldn't hold me to it, but I think it's somewhat wild like that.
Okay, we'll have to find that one out, definitely. The ground deserves to be in it, to say the least, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. They're a great set of lads as well. Played against them for a few years, so they definitely deserve to be right up there and go up this year as champions.
Absolutely, most definitely. What about around the rest of the country? I think we've got a couple of 7-fers, haven't we there, Hugh?
Yeah, wickets-wise, got 2 7-fers. Lawrence Brock, Oxford Downs, 7 for 24 against Stoke Green in the Home Counties League. They managed to get most of their games in, as did most of London. They've obviously the extra heat from London just boils the rain away. Yeah. Jack Levy, Brentwood, down in Essex, 7 for 58 against Buckhurst Hill. 2 top performances there. And Irishanda Silva, Gressholt Park, he's got a 6 for 25 against Denbigh in the North Wales League. There's a few games managed to happen in North Wales. God knows how they managed it. John Dotters at Rainford, there's a surprise. 11 overs, 6 for 42 against Birkenhead Park. Yeah, Nathan Remington, he's got 6 for 45 for Bishop Auckland against Stockton in the North Yorks South Durham League. So he's had a very interesting day out. What I noticed this weekend was there's a lot of people chipping in with 4-fers, 3-fers, 2-fers. There actually didn't seem to be too many 5-fers, but lots and lots of people, wickets being spread about before games got called off. So yeah, it was an interesting mix of wickets this season. Certainly less 5-fers than normal.
Yeah, most definitely. I think the one that I'd like to point out is Naveed Malik taking 5 for 21 for Carlton against Undercliff. And that was in a game that they made sure they didn't have to worry about the weather, it's fair to say. Undercliff bowled out for 61. Carlton got the runs very quickly. The whole game done in 38 overs. That was the fastest finish of the entire weekend. So well done to Naveed Malik there. The other one that I picked up a bit further down, Jamie Barnes. Another fifer for 41 for Ormskirk, preparing to go to Lords and play in the national final in a couple of weeks' time. And then Alex Gosling from Harpenden, who got 4 wickets for 19. He's been doing really well down there and with his batting as well. So really impressed to see him back in the wickets. And I think the one person I was going to point out who's only got a 4 for, he says, Khalid Usman, 4 for 27, but he is now top of the Liverpool comp with the bowlers. There is 63 league wickets from what I can see. Now, I've got to check that because I think that might put him close to the very top in the country, to say the least.
Is about 5 off, I think.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. The one that I think we possibly missed in the batters as well, Hugh, Sudbury in the East Anglia League had scored 263 and won by 4 runs against Sawston and Babraham. And guess who got 105?
I wonder.
Adam Jones, top of the run scorers again.
Yeah,
he's now, I think he's within touching distance of 1,500 league runs for the season, which is just phenomenal.
1,474 at a strike rate of 84 and a batting average of 98.27.
Ooh, is he going to get the Bradman? Just be that shy. Congratulations again, Adam. Brilliant to see you getting more runs still. And without a shadow, some of these players who are just continuing to go through the season, Hugh, have just been phenomenal. The names are almost becoming synonymous, to say the least, aren't they?
Absolutely. But you need to stay east. East is best for runs. We got top 4 of the top 5, 5 of the top 6 in the east. Yusuf Barber at Cleckheaton in the Bradford League. He's looking at nearly 1,200 runs at 61, but he's the only one sort of challenging the eastern dominance from the Links Prem, East Anglia Prem. And they're right down. We've got a couple of Liverpool players, but yeah, East is definitely best for runs. If you're a budding overseas batter and you want to hit some runs, then head east.
Most definitely. And talking of in the east, another ton that I saw yesterday on Sunday, our friend Joe Pocklington scoring another 100 for Lincolnshire, playing against Buckinghamshire in the NCCA final round of the championship. Big final round there where the 2 or 3 teams could end up in the final, the Buckinghamshire and Staffordshire division. And clearly Buckinghamshire in a bit of trouble when you got Joe Pocklington, who's played all 8 Metrobank games and then has turned up for Lincolnshire the following week. Not bad going there in the slightest, is it? So.
Come on, Devon. 98 for 3 at the moment. They bowl Oxford are out for 172. They need a draw to finish top. Come on, Devon.
And then we will see them at West Bromwich Dartmouth. We interviewed Matt Thompson on Friday. This could be his last dance, he says. If they don't get to the final, this will be his last game potentially. Although he is leaving the door half open, it sounds like.
Oh, they're well set. They are 10 clear. 10 clear. They just need a draw. Berkshire have finished. Oxfordshire in 3rd.
Yeah.
So yeah, as long as they don't lose. So 98 for 3. They lost an early wicket, but they're looking reasonably comfortable so far.
Absolutely. The other name I wanted to point out, and I've messaged you about this earlier, just the joys of the names that you pick out playing second 11 cricket. And today, playing for Somerset second 11, Zach Vukasic, the youngest international captain in the world, 17 years old when he started to captain Croatia, and plays for Exeter. I think he's at Exeter Uni, plays for Exeter in the Devon League, but also he's a European cricket legend already. He's played the last 2 years of the European Cricket Championship, and he is now playing in second 11 cricket with Somerset with the likes of Archie Vaughan, Ogbourne's playing there. Some good players in that game. It'd be great to see him do something there, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, how do you get to that level playing not in the pathway system or in the league system. It's remarkable that he's done it. The one that you sent me the screen grab over, he's bowled 5 overs, 3 maidens, 2 for 11 so far.
Not bad going, eh?
Pretty useful. Yeah, be interesting. I mean, what a story that could be if he could go pro. What a story.
Absolutely. Hey, we've got to also say congratulations to a number of other teams who have finished their league at the weekend. So Penzance, we've already said congratulations. Didsbury, our friends at Didsbury, Nick Anderson, they are champions of Cheshire. Congratulations, boys. St Fagans, we've already mentioned. Now, this one's one of our favourites. Bradninch and Kentisbeere down in Devon, back-to-back champions of the Devon League. Also back-to-back champions, Cavs and Carrington. Not a lot happened in Nottinghamshire over the weekend, as we know, but there was points there for them to win the title. And High Wycombe, our friends down there, otherwise known as the Galacticos of the Home Counties League. They've got enough points to win that league, and I will see those boys on Saturday when I'm in the Burr Pit at Oxford Downs to commentate on Oxford Downs versus High Wycombe. Oxford Downs wanted to stay second place. That'd be a good finish. And then finally, I've got to say congratulations to Tunbridge Wells and North Middlesex. If you're up in the winter, Hugh, we had Nick Friend on from The Cricketer, and he is the man behind all the socials and the committee and everything at North Middlesex. They've only gone and won the title in their 150th year. I mean, that's the best birthday present you could ever have, isn't it, really?
Well, they won it with a loss as well. They lost and the rival lost as well. So that's them sorted. There'll be a few beers sunk that night.
Their rival Shepherd's Bush lost in quite a game against Teddington, if I can remember rightly. So in that game, Teddington had 241 to chase. Shepherd's Bush had batted first, and Teddington got it with 4 balls to spare. So if Teddington hadn't have got that, and I understand from Nick that the boys at North Middlesex were obviously closely watching that game, if Teddington hadn't got that, it would have gone to the last week of the season. So it is that close at the moment in 1 or 2 leagues, isn't it?
Absolutely. And the North Yorkshire Castleford, I think, weren't playing this weekend due to the way the league's fallen, but they had a good result by not playing, especially with the weather being what it was. But I think their rival Sheffield Bridge, did they lose?
They did to Driffield when Noah Kelly got his club.
Of course they did. Of course they lost to Driffield, so that's opened up a bit of a gap there. So Colson Smith will be very, very pleased Saturday night, and goes again. We've got how many fixtures left? I think we've got 2 more weeks of fixtures, so that's going to go down to the wire. Surrey is looking really, really close.
Juicy.
I think there's 4 teams in with a shout in Surrey. Yeah, we've got Wimbledon top 241, Reigate 238, Ashted 234, Sutton 231, Banstead 230, East Molesey 230. So you've actually got 6 teams in with a shout in Surrey. That's as close as any league in the country. And a bit of a rarity for Surrey as well. They're normally 1 or 2, open a bit of a gap. So that's going to be a fascinating finish. Findon won it in Northants, didn't they?
Not technically won it yet.
Not technically. Well, lots got to go right. Ockbrook looked all over by the shouting in the Derbyshire League as well. So there's quite a few leagues that are not particularly close, but fantastically, we've got Surrey pop down there. It's going to be a great finish.
Yeah, got a big one coming at the weekend as well. Essex Premier League, you've got Colchester and Essex are 3 points ahead of Chelmsford. And Colchester and Essex have got to go to Wanstead on the final day of the season, who are in 3rd place. And Chelmsford, who won the title last year, have got to go to the high-scoring Fives and Heronians. So that's going to be an interesting one to watch this Saturday, I think, without a doubt. I think the North Staffs and South Cheshire League, it's going to go round to the last weekend of the season between Leek and Stone, it looks like. I'm just looking
Chetley not out for either.
No, not at all. Sawston and Babraham, Copdock and Old Ipswich in, they're going right to the end. And the one you pointed out to me, which was quite interesting, I think, you in particular, last year, our friends at Rothley Park ran away with the Leicestershire League. They haven't had it their own way this year, have they?
No, there's 2 weeks. I mean, they are still heading in the right direction, but it's not done yet. I suspect it will be fairly soon.
Yeah, but you do realise who they play this weekend?
Kibworth?
They're away at Kibworth. So effectively, winner takes all. If Rothley win...
not quite, isn't it? No, they can still lose and still win. Yeah, but it's at least we're going for a good finish there. The Weppel's been disappointing in that Bridgewater have walked that, haven't they? But yeah, Huddersfield, God knows what's going on because my system doesn't do the decimal places in the points.
Yeah, I just can't. Anything that's got average points is just hard work for us, to say the least.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think Prestwich could win the Greater Manchester League this weekend, subject to results. And Ormskirk, again, subject to results, could win the Liverpool Commons. So, we're coming to that stage now. The 16 out of 33 leagues are done. Yeah. So we're still just on halfway. We're into September. We've got 2 or 3 weeks left, depending on where you are. But our focus, Hugh, surprise, surprise, end of season. We're coming to the national finals. And then there might be a bit of trouble in European cricket right now, as we've all seen. But let's just hope that the European Cricket Championship goes ahead the end of September, the end of October, and we have 4 weeks of fun over in Khartoum. I was with the boys down at the Challenges over last week, playing with Zimbabwe and Ireland, and boy, have they got some boys who can hit a ball hard. No two ways about it.
I just hope the funding gap is found. Something's found. Even if it's short-term funding, sponsors stepping up. It'll be interesting. I'd be interested to know what the funding gap is. I'm sure it won't get published, but potentially we could find out. And there might be sponsors willing to jump in. I'm sure there's a market there. Cricket's such a huge game. It's a growing game, and they've got a brand and a established business there. And for that to just disappear overnight would be very, very upsetting and wasteful, really. Because with the money that's flown into the likes of the 100 and the Cayman Islands and these other places, you can't see why an established, well-run organisation such as European Cricket can't find a new funding partner, but we'll see.
Most definitely. I think that's all this week. Everything caught up around the country. We know where we're at. We're going into that last end of the season. We've got a couple of people we'll line up for interviews the next couple of weeks, and for those of you who've been listening throughout the season, you'll have noticed we've changed things up towards the end with not having guests. We've just been talking highlights, performances, what's been cracking off. And we're going to start to revert back to having some guests in between these shows now, as little extras. Got quite a few people lined up for the coming weeks, and I'm sure you appreciate we want to have 1 or 2 during the winter, because otherwise it gets a little bit boring, doesn't it, Hugh?
Well, I think some of my winter chats are the most fun, aren't they? So we can have
Absolutely.
a bit of fun. Got a couple of good ones lined up, haven't we?
Yeah, most definitely. Good to chat, guys. Catch you next week.
Thanks, gents.
Well, cheers, guys.
Thanks for joining us at the Premier League Cricket Club. We'll be back soon with more from the world of Premier League and NCCA cricket. But in the meantime, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review and follow us wherever you get your socials. Or maybe check out our website, premierleaguecricket.co.uk, to stay updated. Until next time, have a good one.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.